I'm officially back full time in Chicago.
My
Notice when
condolences.
the first person to greet me was a bucket boy.
A bucket boy. Have you seen the girl versions?
You know what? We just so used to it in Chicago, the bucket boy and the cheerleading girls on the
My
E-way
God.
at the exits. What cheerleading team is this exactly?
Or how about this one that I've been seeing lately? Catch them on 99th and Halsted a lot.
Yes.
The little girls, they're not even cheerleaders. They don't have no cheerleading uniforms. All they got on is those Amazon type vests. They go to the intersection with their cup, they sit it down and they go, and then they pick it up and they walk to you. Man, you know what? If you don't do a better routine, because who been training you? I'm not convinced that you need money because you are not part of a dance organization doing some little tired dance like that. I mean, not a cheer, not any formal thing. And they had nerve to come to my, no, little girl, I'm looking this way. I'm not even making eye contact. Absolutely not.
How much money do you think they make a day?
They got to make something because their parents keep putting them out there. One on 87th by the Jewel when you get on the
Yeah,
E-way
that's
over there,
87. Yeah.
and by the Heralds.
Yeah.
I literally seen a woman gather about 5 little girls up and tell them which intersection and corner to go to, and then went and sat back down. So they got to be making a little bit of money, and you know what I'm saying. I don't like to count nobody pockets, but during a busy time of day, I done literally seen them and 4 or 5 windows roll down on one side of the intersection, and every window that rolled down had multiple bills. Could have been just a couple singles, 3, 4 singles. Could have been a couple fives. But I know before that light turned, little girl pocketed about $8, $9. I might get me a little vest in a little bucket.
What's crazy is when the sky was orange and the wildfire took some years off all
No
our
mask
lives.
either.
No mask. They dedicated, so they got to be making something.
Yeah, they making some
That's what
money.
that's what I learned. They got to be making something because they was out there still doing that. I learned 2 things. One, they got to be making some money because they was out there in that smog. And 2, nobody listened to Smokey the Bear growing up. Yeah,
Why is there so many forest fires? Who's doing it?
us.
We need the
Climate change.
Iceman. We need the Iceman to go to Canada and cool out them fires.
If there's only one person can save the world, it's got to be Caleb. Speaking of Caleb, so Q, NFL Top 100, they slowly burning through this list. So far, there's only been one Bear. We know who that is, Montez Sweat. I think he was in the 90s,
91.
91. Before we get off of him, no Diddy. 91, that's fair ranking for Montez Sweat?
Yeah, it is. I think he's still one of the better players in the league, and I think he's went from I think slightly overrated by Chicago fans when he first got here and went on that monster tear. So I think he's being slightly undervalued. This is a guy who's a double-digit sack guy, and he's not a liability against the run. He's not an elite edge, but he's in the good, maybe a tier below that tier that's below elite. Every team could use a Montez. There's not a team in the league that wouldn't love to have a Montez Sweat. Edge rushers are at a premium in this league, whether he be rotated in heavily or on the majority of teams, he'd be outright starting at their edge spot.
I don't hate it as far as number 91. I mean, you got to think. Top 100 players in the league, it's 53 men on the roster. There's 22 starters, right? If you make it in the top 100, you're an elite player. So you tell me Montez Sweat is an elite player, I take it. Now, how many more Bears can we expect? Now, the list has gotten to number 57. How many more Bears we going to have in the last 56 names, Q? Well, who's going to be there?
2.
Just 2?
Just 2. You know what?
No, got it. I'm doubling that number. This has got to be 4 at minimum.
There should be 3, but from other lists I've seen, I don't think people are understanding how good Darnell Wright is yet. I can't think of the player who made this quote, but as far as recognition, he says you always get your recognition into Pro Bowl, All Pros, NFL Top 100 lists 1 year too late or 1 year later than what you should have. And he said you always get your exit from the Pro Bowls, All Pros, Top 100 lists 1 year too late.
Shout out to Travis Kelce.
He's not one of the top 100 players. He's at 79.
Shout out to Travis Kelce.
I think that's even more egregious than Jalen Ramsey at this point.
So So to spin the buck, Montez Sweat's at 91. Travis Kelce's at 79. Jalen Ramsey's at 82. We still liking that 91 ranking?
Sweat is better than both of those guys.
Bear
If
down.
if they were all three free agents, you would go after Sweat first, no question. And it's not just about age; it's about productivity.
It's
And
about his
he also
position
plays a
too.
premium position.
Yeah.
But at this point, premium position aside, Montez Sweat is a better player than Travis Kelce. Montez Sweat is a better edge rusher than Kelce is a tight end, and
Mm.
Jalen Ramsey is as a safety hybrid, whatever he's playing these days, because he sure as hell can't be lined up on that island because he should be toast.
No. I've seen they cover up for him well in Pittsburgh and towards his latter years in what was it, LA and Miami. So Jalen Ramsey, he gets his fall off isn't as visible as let's say Travis Kelce, who I mean, he still is productive, but I mean, he ain't nowhere near the same player that he was, and there's no reason he should be 79. No disrespect to him. Shout out to that man. Congratulations on your wedding. But if Montez Sweat is 91 and I'm fine with him being 91, I can't also say that I'm okay with him being behind Travis Kelce and
Not
Jalen
at
Ramsey.
all.
No.
And not to make this list illegitimate, but I got another gripe. In fact, we could do a whole show on gripes, but we're not. We're Bears. Kevin Byard is ranked 61, right?
Bear down.
He's ranked 61, could barely find a team that would take him. As I scroll up into the 60s, Cortland Sutton is 68. It gets better. Lamar Jackson is 69. There's no way you could tell me Cortland Sutton is a better player than a two-time MVP. Probably should have 3 MVPs.
Shout
Lamar
out.
Jackson.
He's definitely got 2.5 MVPs. Shout out to Cortland Sutton. Shout out to Lamar. Lamar, I'm not going to do too much for that. He went from 2 to 3 to 69 in 3 straight years. So I would just say he had a really down year last year. He missed a lot of games with an injury, and when he
In 13 games, well, I think he left 1 or 2 due to injuries. But in 13 games, Lamar still had a 64% completion percentage, 2,500 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, almost 400 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Even on a down year for Lamar, I think the guy is better than number 69. And
yeah, because you
I'm no big
know
Lamar
who
fan.
you,
I still can't put the guy. He's 30, 29. I
he's
can't
29. He's about to be 30.
I can't drop him 67 spots from 2 to 69. It's not like he was bad last year. He was hurt, had a couple ineffective games, but Lamar was kind of Lamar. He didn't seem to have the explosion because 400 yards in 13 games is a little down for Lamar. Lamar, you can't expect him to run for 1,200 yards every year, but 13 games, a healthy Lamar will probably have 500 yards if he's taking off rushing, 600 yards. You know what I'm saying?
The
But
number that's he's assigned to this year, the ranking is less poignant to me than who's in front of him. Again, just like we did with Montez Sweat. Jalen Hurts is going to be listed in front of him. Jalen
and
Hurts is
Jalen
not
Hurts isn't
better
a better
than Lamar.
quarterback than him.
Nowhere near
Trevor
better
Lawrence
quarterback.
is listed ahead of him.
Nowhere near.
I love Kevin Byard, but there's a reason why it took him a couple weeks to find a team. He's not a better football player than Lamar Jackson. He's not a better safety than Lamar Jackson is a quarterback.
Nope, not at
Bo
all.
Nix is also ahead of Lamar Jackson.
But you know who else is going to be ahead of Lamar Jackson?
Bear down.
Now that one, I don't agree. I'm not going to argue either, though.
I'm with you because I think when you make these lists, you do have to have a little bit of projection,
Mm,
but you got to respect the body of work too. And
mm,
while we both know Caleb has MVPs, maybe a Super Bowl MVP
mm.
and a Super Bowl ring in his future. Right now, you're not more accomplished than Lamar Jackson. I'm not sure if today Caleb is better than Lamar Jackson, although I think highly of Caleb, and I think he possibly will be better than Lamar. But as of today, Lamar is the better quarterback.
Easily. And Lamar gets Caleb's old offensive coordinator to go into this new season. So, I mean, there could be it could be a resurgence. MVP 3.5 could be on the way. Or the only person that can stop him, the Iceman.
Iceman can stop him from MVPs because we know nobody in that AFC North is going to stop Lamar. Ooh, that AFC North getting kind of brutal.
Yeah. And you know what? You know, the Ravens are the favorite to win the division, but I think the Bengals are the smart favorite to win that division. If they
If,
don't,
if we're talking the money, yes,
yeah,
they probably got the best return on your investment, and they're the most likely return. I don't. The Steelers and Browns aren't winning the division,
no,
and you're not going to make any money off betting the Ravens. The Bengals are the ones to pick if you talk about the money.
right. I think they've improved their roster enough, and they're the only team that's bringing back their coach, right? So
They're the only ones, surprisingly.
yeah, because he should have
Zach
been
Taylor's
fired.
the only one coming back.
If they don't win, I am ready for the conversations when are we going to stop overrating Joe Burrow? Not to say that he is overrated. He is a top 4 quarterback. He is on the same tier with Lamar Jackson. They are bona fide. However, at some point, you can't just live off a playoff run you had 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
No, and also whether he gets hurt or stays healthy and they don't win the division, the Joe Burrow conversation must be brought up because, as we said on this show, your best ability is your.
Availability.
So it doesn't matter if Joe is healthy or not healthy. If the Bengals can't be productive, the Joe Burrow conversation has to be started, and I'm okay with that. Joe Burrow, I'm expecting him to have a big year this year. Hence, I put
Mhm.
him number one on my 2026 projected quarterback rankings. However, if we can't get 11 Bengal wins this year with an improved defense, we got to start talking about Joe B. Even if he gets hurt, got to start talking about Joe B.
Well, if he gets hurt, the conversation starts immediately right there. Are you gonna miss more games? Okay, let's talk about it. Back to this top 100. The Bears. We already know in the top 56 there's gonna be Caleb. You said 3. I'm saying 4 more Bears in the top top 56. We already talked about Caleb. Darnell Wright should be there, still progressing towards that record-breaking contract extension. Hopefully, at some point, in the beginning of camp, maybe right before camp starts. We shall hear about it. But there's 2 more, and they're right there in the trenches with Darnell Wright, Joe Thuney
I like that one.
and Colston Loveland.
Oh, now you're creatively. So we already did see Brock Bowers go. He's number 60.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming off a year little beat up, 64 catches, 680 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Offhand, I know Colston Loveland eclipsed that yardage. Do you know how many receptions and touchdowns he had offhand? 58 catches, 713 yards, 6 touchdowns. Brock Bowers had 64 catches, 680 yards, and 7 touchdowns in
So
12 games.
on the NFL's top 100 list, Brock Bowers is already listed. You said at 70,
60.
60. In the ESPN's top tight end list, he was number 1. Colston was number five off the top of my head. So
What four tight ends were above Colston Loveland in that list? I'm curious. I know Trey McBride is going to be one. Brock Bowers is going to be two, or
mhm,
vice versa.
mhm. No, you had it right. Brock Bowers 1, Trey McBride 2, and then there
Okay.
was your boy in Wisconsin.
Tucker off
Yep,
5 games?
yep.
No, no. You
And then
can't. You can't have
there was your other boy in Detroit.
Laporta
Yep.
after 2 down years, in one of them where he blew his ACL.
Mhm.
I don't think either one of them should be ahead of Colston Loveland.
Ne I
Tucker Craft has
you
never
I agree
had.
with you.
Tucker Craft hasn't had a season over 500 yards. We can't put him in there based on upside and a blistering 6 or 7 games from last year.
But devil's advocate, would we be doing the same thing for Colston Loveland? You know,
Colston Loveland's coming.
projecting and blistering 6, 7 games?
Here's the thing: Colston Loveland is coming into this year healthy.
Mm.
He's not. He's with the arrow up. So Laporta hasn't had a big year since his rookie year, right?
Record-breaking rookie year.
Yes, the arrow is down on him, and he's coming off an ACL. Tucker Craft, compared to Colston Loveland's, Tucker's entering his 4th year.
Right.
First year, 31 catches, 355 yards. The second year, 50 catches, 700 yards. And last year, in a small sample size, was very good, but 32 catches, 489 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Colston Loveland's rookie year totals are better than any of Tucker Kraft's any of his seasons. And Tucker's coming off an injury. We're not going to see this guy week one, and if we do, we're going to see him on a snap count in week one. So I understand devil's advocate. I don't think Tucker Kraft has the body of work to be above Colston Loveland. And while Sam Laporta may have the body of work because he comes with the declaration of Pro Bowls and I think a second team All Pro appearance, what when you get 2 years of when you have 2 consecutive down years, I'm sorry, your ranking has to slide. That might be who you are. When do we start saying this is if injuries do not interrupt, if you have 2 down years, and before the ACL, Laporta was not putting together a good year in Detroit. I would say 2 consecutive down years starts to become who you are, at least on that team and system, unless you change teams and systems. And Laporta's not changing teams and systems, so it's hard for me to say that he's going to be anything different than what he's displayed the last 2 years.
Well, sidebar. They got to start paying people in Detroit. I think he will be I think he will be changing systems in the near future. That's a conversation for another day. You are right. He had 2 down years. One was lack of involvement, or whether that was planned or wherever else. His play callers,
Great
Dan
corner.
Campbell and Johnny Morton, and now they have a
Yeah.
new offensive coordinator this season.
Yeah, so he technically will have a new system. He technically well, I don't know how much the system will be different than what they've had in Detroit. He'll just have a new play caller. We know that for sure.
Right. And a new play caller, you play football enough, a new play caller, it's damn near the same thing as a new system, right? Because you gotta learn a lot of more idiosyncrasies from
And
who's going to
we know
play.
one thing about this new system, new play caller. One thing we've learned is with
They do
David
have tight
Montgomery
end.
being shipped out, he explicitly said, we are going to get Jamar Gibbs even more involved.
Mm.
That includes and most importantly, we are going to get him more involved in the passing game, which directly impacts Sam Laporta.
However, what we also do know from, pay attention, we play fantasy. We play a lot of fantasy football. This new offensive coordinator for Detroit, Trey McBride's offensive coordinator from Arizona.
Mm, that is an interesting tidbit.
Mm-hmm. So while I agree, I would rather have Colston Loveland than Sam Laporta, right? Sam Laporta shouldn't, just speaking about this list, Colston Loveland should be higher because, he's trending in that direction, and the the offensive numbers or the production supports the argument. Sam Laporta, injuries, a little in and out of the offensive flow. You got Jahmyr Gibbs, you got Jameson Williams, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's a lot of mouths to feed in that high octane offense, even though they do a good job of feeding all those mouths.
They
Pause.
do.
So,
But
but there's always
Laporta,
going to be an odd man out.
at best, is a third receiving option. I think we can agree on that right now. Jameson Williams has usurped him. And in the grand scope of the offense, he's a distant fourth in terms of who would get the value. Because Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown are going to get the value. 1 and 2,
Mm-hmm.
easily.
Right.
And the fourth guy is going to be well behind them. So yes, I would pick Colston Love, not just in fantasy, but if my projections, I would put him over Laporta.
So of the quarterbacks that's been listed in NFL's top 100, you have Bryce Young at 98. We got Brock Purdy at 85.
Is that a little low for Brock Purdy?
No, I think that's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah, and, he had been hurt a lot last year too, so I'm fine with it. Baker Mayfield at 77. Your boy Baker. Jordan Love's at 72, which is fair for him.
I don't believe anybody in Wisconsin should receive fairness though, but hey, whatever.
We had talked about Lamar Jackson at 69. Giggity.
And they gave him a freaky number. Just as disrespectful.
Trevor Lawrence at 62. The first quarterback from the class of 2024, Bo Nix at number 59. Those are all the quarterbacks that's been listed so far. So, Q, there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks that's going to be in the top 56.
We know Drake May and Caleb will be in there.
Yes, representing class
I
of
don't think
2024.
Jaden's going to be in there this year.
Ooh. That's a hot.
You cannot put Jaden over Lamar Jackson.
You got to remember, a good portion of this list is, in fact, all this list is player votes, right?
No,
So
hey, quotations, because we've also seen a lot of players say two things: I never turned in my ballot, and I never received the ballot.
that second thing is true. Because only so many players actually vote on this thing, right? So and they don't ask every player for this stuff, and a lot of players that they do ask, they do shrug it off, and then they want to plead the fifth, and when the music plays, so what? But I will say this: of the votes that's been casted, I think we all know that Jaden Daniels is a popular player, right?
You can't put him in the top 100 based off a good rookie year and a dud of a sophomore year. And how does this make sense if Lamar is coming off MVP caliber year 2 years ago, a down and injured year, but more productive, more games than Jaden Daniels, is lower than a guy who has 2 years, one pretty good year, but the pretty good year doesn't touch Lamar's year in 2024. And then that would absolutely not make any sense to me if Jaden Daniels is ranked over Lamar Jackson, especially when they're similar styles. But Lamar's
Mm-hmm.
just done much better with the style. That
Mm-hmm.
would make no sense to me.
So Jalen Hurts, will he be in the top 56?
I wouldn't put him in the top 56. Not coming off last year, not with his limitations as a thrower.
We already saw AJ Brown is what, number 80 on this list?
And A.J. Brown is still a better player than Jalen Hurts.
But AJ Brown also, if Jalen Hurts had a down year, so did AJ Brown.
Exactly. And A.J. Brown's down year was probably a lot due to Jalen Hurts than the
No,
vice versa.
1,000%. 1,000. Jalen Hurts in that book. So I think Jalen Hurts will be in the top 56. We
If
already
Jaden
saw Brock
Daniels and
Purdy.
Jalen Hurts are in the top 56, I throw my hands up. I am not taking this list serious anymore.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold, I can understand because he had a productive year and it ended in a Super Bowl. I'm perfectly okay with that. I think a lot of this list, unfortunately or fortunately, is tied to team success, especially with the quarterback.
Jared Goff.
Top 56 for Jared Goff, man. To me, if you put Jared Goff in the top 56, you're going a lot on body of work. I wouldn't be mad at it though. Looking how the list is set up, I don't think. Again, I'm looking at quarterbacks, so I'm basing it off where I see Lamar Jackson. I got to take Lamar out of my head. Did Jared Goff really have a better year than Bo Nix? Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, the team success wasn't there though, and like I said, a lot of them. Did he have a better year than Trevor Lawrence? I think
Yes.
statistically, maybe slightly, but Trevor's coming off a division win. So yeah, I can understand Jared Goff being in there. I don't think the 9-8 year was totally his fault, but boy, did he look. He didn't look good in the Vikings games or Packers game.
No. Do you think Jared Goff is a better player as a Detroit Lion or as a LA Ram?
Oh, as a Lion, there
Easily,
was just
right?
too many. There was just too many low points with the Rams.
We're
Even
gonna
though
come back to that.
I think maybe his best year was as a Ram, but there was just too many. And even that year was very inconsistent because he got on national TV and the Bears 2018 defense just absolutely obliterated him. Just spanked him, belt to his ass.
We do think the runner-up for the MVP is definitely gonna be on the list, Drake May.
Oh, definitely.
Justin Herbert.
They love some Justin Herbert. No matter how many times he fails, he will be in there.
Nah, him and Jalen Hurts for me should not be on that list. Dak Prescott.
Dak should be in there.
Of course, he's a Cowboy. Of course, he got to be on the list. And
Exactly.
the top four QBs. Even though Lamar Jackson's a top 4 QB and he's already been listed, the top 4 quarterbacks in the league: Joe Burrow, Matt Stafford, and Josh Allen. We know that there's going to be there, right? Patty Mahomes as well, right?
Yeah, he'll be there. He's
Okay,
packed.
so
You got to put him in there.
okay, so of the 10 quarterbacks I just named, where does Caleb rank in those?
Of the 10 quarterbacks you just named, give me those names again.
We got the reigning MVP Matt Stafford. We've got Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, Joe Burrow, Drake May, Jared Goff, Sam Darnold, Jaden Daniels, and Jalen Hurts.
Well, I know I'm putting them ahead of the last four names you named. I'm putting them ahead of all of them.
Jalen Hurts, Drake May, Jared Goff, and Jaden Daniels.
Yes, and Sam Darnold.
Okay, ooh, that's 5. Okay,
Yeah.
so Caleb is not. So Caleb would be a top 5 quarterback on the NFL top list, right?
Well,
Any way he breaks into that top 5?
Micah Parsons said he expected Caleb Williams to be number one on the NFL's top 100 list. So all you
Yeah,
cheeseheads whining about Jordan Love being picked below Caleb Williams, your own defensive treasure, your national treasure, who you bow down to, who you love, who you keep saying if he was healthy, you'd have won the Super Bowl and had a perfect season. He told you all out of his own mouth, it was not AI, that he expects Caleb Williams to be number one. He said Iceman. And in a longer clip, he said, hey, I have no problem rooting for guys to succeed. He said he's rooting for Caleb Williams. He thinks this guy's amazing. This is what Micah said. He thinks he's a special player, an MVP type player. That's what he said. He just hopes that he's not successful the 2 times he sees him. Which I've got to tell you, Micah, you might
you
only
ain't gonna
see
see
him
him 2
one time.
times. Yeah, you ain't got to worry about that because you ain't gonna see him the first time. Michael Parsons, he's been riding for Bears quarterbacks for some years now. He was riding for Justin Fields first, and then he was riding for Caleb. Michael Parsons, he likes
You know you want to be a
Chicago.
Bear.
He
We
he, he,
know it.
want it. He want to get down.
He
He want
he
to get
he
down.
he, he want to come play for the home team, but the Packers played Captain Save-A-Hole. They gave him all that money. He didn't have a choice. I don't blame him. Get that little Packer bag. But when you eventually part ways, what will Micah be about 30, 31? He'll have enough juice in the tank to be a rotational edge still. At least. Hell, if he's Garrett Miles, he might have enough juice to still be a dominant edge at 30.
Hmm?
Hey, Micah, we'll save you a spot when Caleb's in his prime and you want to get that ring because you're not getting that ring in Green Bay. Come on over
Nah,
here. Come on over here. Get in the rotation and win you a ring or two with the Iceman.
just don't be like that other Wisconsin star that when he left Milwaukee, he went to South Beach. Don't be cliche like that. Come to Chicago, bro.
Come to
He'll take care of
Chicago.
you.
We already know that you want to play for House Williams. We know you want to be here. You've already sent the Ravens. We know that when we end up storming the North again, that you're going to lay down your sword and you're going to bow the knee.
Unbowed, unbent, unbroken. The house of Caleb Williams. We talking about the songs of ice and fire. Well, I mean, Caleb is ice. Sidebar. So how you liking this season, House of Dragon?
Fire. I'm in the middle of
Oh,
episode 5. It's fire. And I keep saying to the people who didn't like House of the Dragon in season 1, it's a very high IQ show, and there's a lot of little. I love the character development, and I love the twist. You see, what's the name? Daughter pregnant, and don't want to take a little plan. And the Whisperer came to see her. And I love these little maesters and the Whisperers because they
mm-hmm.
be on it. She already knew. She wanted to check her temperature. What they bringing you? What they bringing you? Oh, shorty don't feel too good? Are you sure?
Mm.
The why that vial ain't been touched. And when she smelled it, because she a former thought, she already knew what was in there. She knew that's that pan bleed. That's why she looked at her. Yeah, come up with a lie. Because somebody been getting dicked down in this little room. I know somebody been getting dicked down. I think it's her. But if it ain't her, why you go ahead and drink it? Drink your liquid plan. She smelled the Plan B fluid like thought. Go to the beach. Open up a cup water. See how many thoughts come flooding you.
Or
It'll be like seagulls when you got a piece of bread. You know the bread from the bottom of the Harrods, and you throw into the parking lot, and they come swooping down on it. Open up a cup water, see what happens.
or barefoot.
Or barefoot, they gonna come running. Or that box, what's that? That box wine, they love the smell of that too. But that's the older one.
Capriccio. Capriccio.
Yeah. See, you know how
Yeah.
to catch a thought. You know, you be setting your little thought traps, don't you? The little stick with the box.
I'll be
You
up
got
and
your
down
older
70.
thoughts, your young thoughts. You over there wrangling them up.
I'll be up and down 75th. I know where to go.
Oh, you like the drunk ones, huh?
from
Falling
the
up in the
from the
president's lounge, huh?
from the 50 all the way to the president's lounge. Come here, I got you. You said you like the show for character development. How are you feeling about this little character development they got going on with the king of the king of the seven kingdoms, Aegon? So they really, I don't know. I ain't read the books. I'm not deep in nerd
Listen,
culture like that.
I'm
But
halfway into out episode 5. Don't tell me yet. I'm 30 minutes in. I was
okay,
literally
all right,
watching it
all right,
while
all right.
you were backstage.
Okay, all right, all right. I won't. I won't go.
But I
All right.
already see Aegon going crazy. He would,
They kind of humbling him, right? They making him humble, right? They trying to do like a little character. They trying to build him up or whatever, right?
yeah, I
To be
see it.
fair, from me watching the season up to this point, him and Lair's Clubfoot, their little mission has been the most interesting so far because everything else going on is a little drawn out and everything like that. But what they got going on, I'm like, okay, I like to see what's going on. I like what they got going on. I don't know
Right.
if I honor the development for Aegon. Yeah, I don't know if that's the right path they're supposed to be taking. But you know how Game of Thrones is. They zig and zag. They'll let you believe something's happening, and then boom, they switch up on you. So, but I'm watching it. I like this. I like Sunday nights because that's on. That's perfect for me.
Man, how do you feel about Lord Larys though? Is he gonna be an anti-hero? Is he just a villain? Do you like him? There's something real Littlefinger like about him.
But yeah, he's definitely got a lot of Littlefinger in him. But I don't think he's as evil as Littlefinger was because as you
I'm
saw,
still trying to figure out what his angle
I
is.
don't I don't know what his end game is. I really don't
Because
because he's
why is
done
he
a,
so loyal to Aegon? Aegon doesn't have the power.
he's playing a long game.
Well,
I mean,
man, I'm sure he's up to something, but having his loyalty to an injured guy making a claim for his throne without a dragon, got to know something.
he did say
Larys
his
don't
dragon's
start.
still alive.
Lord Larys doesn't strike me as a dumb guy. So
No,
it,
he ain't did nothing dumb yet. So I mean, we'll see. But thanks for listening to all of our spoilers. If you haven't watched the latest episode yet,
watch.
you're welcome. We gave you the summary already.
Hey,
All right, Q.
I stay out of the chat on Monday because I know not to let it get ruined. I don't get back in the chat till Tuesday when I know I'm going to watch House of the Dragon.
Yeah, you got to talk to your boy JJ3, man. He be always spoiling him and Harry. They some spoilers.
Man, they
Yeah,
terrible.
talk to them. Yeah, holla at them. Segueing past the Song of Ice and Fire, and as we get ready to go into training camp, who's still out there that can help Caleb ascend to his throne? And the number one weakness for the Bears is pass rush, right?
And it's going to keep getting talked about until Austin Booker gets that 13 sack season, that breakout. But go ahead.
Until then, we gotta what do they call it? We gotta batten the hatches, as Lord Corliss would say, or the sea snake. You gotta protect yourself. You gotta have backup plans. As an aging vet that can probably be a rotational guy, come in and maybe get you surprise 6 to 8 sacks. Khalil Mack, maybe, or Jadeveon Clowney. Who's still out? In fact, not to see who's still out there. Who would you like to see the Bears call up?
I think Javadian got signs. I actually, you were a Javadian Clowney fan before me. I've actually liked the guy the last few years. He's going to set the edge. He's never going to be able to get the sack numbers, but he's a guy that can go out there for 30 snaps. You're going to get a guy that's going to be strong against the run. But I
Mhm.
think he went back to Dallas.
Um, the
And
thing
if
of-
he didn't go back officially, it just sounds like it's pretty much something that's gonna happen. I don't know if he's signed back officially with Dallas, but it's yeah, it seems like he's headed that way. Von Miller's still out there, but you're talking about a guy that can give you nothing in the run game, and he's probably not best suited to be in a 4-3. And his off ball skills aren't good enough to be playing linebacker these days. He's still out there. A couple don't want Von Miller either. After watching him the last 2 years, if you put him out there, you are just literally inviting teams to run the ball directly at him.
mm,
That's what you're saying. You're because not only is Von Miller has never been a great run stopper. Even we're talking about the best incarnation of Von Miller. It's never been his strength. What he was an elite pass rusher. and he could be solid against the run, especially when you were in that 3-4 base where you had three guys that are demanding double teams and not playing a gap. They know their roles, those odd fronts. But at this day and age, when everybody's a nickel and you got to put them on the edge, you're just inviting teams to run the ball at you. And with Von Miller's abilities eroding, he's not good enough to have on a roster just as a pass rush specialist. Because I don't think as just a pass rush specialist, he upgrades you from Montez Sweat or Austin Booker anyway. So what I prefer to think of when you say who's still out there, I'm going to get creative. And the who's still out there is guys that are on rosters currently that I believe will be moved possibly before the season starts. Now, I know people are saying, it's the NFL. You don't see it. I would like to remind everybody that in 2005, we received Adewale Ogunleye in the preseason. Also, in 2018, we got Khalil Mack well into the preseason. In fact, I think he was acquired after the second preseason game, right before the third
Yes,
preseason game, I believe. Yeah,
yes.
so we got him in late August.
But
So
are you talking about a trade for an elite player? Just so I'm clear, talking about an elite player or somebody just like rotational?
somebody maybe not elite, because I think Khalil Mack was elite. I don't think you're going to land a Khalil Mack. I think the elite guy has already been claimed.
Mm,
That's mild. But I think a Max Crosby could be available. The price tag could be lowered on him. A Kayvon
wow.
Thibodeaux, the price tag could be lowered on him. And those are guys that are closer to Adewale Ogunleye's level. I think Max Crosby is a little better player than Ogunleye, and I think Kayvon Thibodeaux is not quite the player Adewale Ogunleye is, but he has the upside to be as good, if not better than Adewale
Now
Ogunleye.
now, we talked about Thibodeau a lot earlier in the offseason. I wanted Thibodeau over Max Crosby. That was my ranking for him, like, hey, because he's cheaper.
And you
I
might
think
get him
yeah,
because
I think he's
there's no
more
way, there's no
versatile.
reason to hang on to four edges, especially when Kayvon is going to walk out the door next year anyways. You're not going to be
Mhm.
able to pay him. You've hitched your wagon to Brian Burns. You've hitched your wagon to Abdul Carter, whether he realized that potential or not. I mess with Shorty for the fact that he was able to speak his mind and be, hey, bro, when you over there backing Mac, who's backing the Confederacy and backing all these laws that are trying to rewrite history and rewrite civil rights, you got to walk back into our locker room, Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And I thought Abdul Carter, for a young guy, I thought he handled that real well. He didn't throw a fit, but he was stern. He stood on his toe and he said some things are bigger than football. I'm rooting for Abdul Carter, by the way, after that. But you also drafted another guy in the top five who's really more of an edge. I know he's going to play a lot of off-ball linebacker, but you got three guys that are rushing the quarterback. Something got to give. The Giants got to stop being stubborn. You got to move Thibodeaux.
Imma throw some names out there that are not on teams. Just, pique your curiosity. Calvin Noy.
No, I don't think he has. I don't think he has enough left. And if I'm correct, isn't he coming off a severe injury?
I don't remember his severe injury. I know he had a down year. He had a Pro Bowl year with the Ravens, then he had a down year with the Ravens, and now he's available.
If we were going to go to 35 plus route, yeah, he appeared in 15 games, recording 2 sacks. I just didn't see enough out of him last year.
Yeah, the Ravens as a
I
whole,
would
as
have went
an
for
entire
Cameron
unit, they
Jordan.
had a down year. And the whole
Yeah,
defense.
at this point, you getting a guy 35 years old, you know what he is. In fact, you might not know what he is. He might be worse than what you've seen. At
Mhm.
this point, ain't no point of bringing him in. You need to see what you got in Shamar Turner. Let that guy get the snap. Let's see what you got in Dale. You paid him the money anyway. So no for Kyle Van Noy. Too old. He doesn't fit the timeline. And I don't think he's a big enough impact player to help you with your win now movement. So no Kyle Van Noy.
Hassan Reddick.
Ooh, that's an interesting name. But he's a smaller guy, and Dennis Allen doesn't really utilize those smaller edges though. That's the only thing. I think he has a good pass rush skill set. I still think he has enough juice in his tank. He's 31, but he's more of a guy that you put in that 3-4, or you have him in that 2-point stance rushing, and that's not really a Dennis Allen thing.
And you know what? I mean, we talked on other episodes, and a lot of other people pointed this up. This might be a make or break year for Dennis Allen.
There definitely is. Dennis Allen is
So
a guy that I like Dennis Allen, like I like Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio has actually adjusted his scheme a little bit.
all right, and there's been talk about Dennis is going to do the same thing. He's going to adjust his game. He's not
Vic,
going to, do so much scheming. He's going to do some more. It'll be some differences things out there. Kyler Gordon, you better be on your shit, bro. You better get
yeah,
healthy soon.
Dennis Allen is a guy that likes certain edges, likes certain prototypes. And I think you got to be, especially in this NFL, you got to be more flexible. I don't want to say positionless football. I don't know if we're quite there yet on the defense, but you got a lot of guys who are hybrids in terms of that safety, that linebacker, that edge. Dennis likes those prototypical big long edges. That's what he likes, which is one of the reasons why a guy we both liked last year pre-draft didn't come to the Bears. And I'm talking, geez, mine is going blanks. I'm not in football season. The Falcons ended up drafting Jay, and he had a good rookie year, but he just didn't fit Dennis Allen's prototype because he's 6'1", 240. Jalen. So we know what Dennis Allen like. So that's why we don't see certain, edges. But yeah, he could be. You're right about that. This could be a big make or break year for Dennis Allen.
Because it's a make or break year, you might have to adjust some of the things that you want to do, right? And just have, just get the best players out there who can help you be successful. I mean, if you bring in Hassan Reddick and you a NASCAR package, put him out there, 2-point stands, third and long, obvious pass situations. If that helps you be more successful, hey, you might have to do that. Are you compromising your defensive scheme? Maybe, maybe. But do you really want to be coaching for your job? I mean, I don't think that's what anybody wants because I don't think Dennis Allen has another head coach run in his future. I think defensive coordinator is where he's going to have to get his bread and butter. And you do not want to strike out as a defensive coordinator because that just makes it harder for the next job. Last name I got, Joey Bosa.
Joe, Joey is a guy, a lot of respect around NFL, a lot of respect around NFL locker room. I would not be opposed to bringing that guy in, even though I know, but he's mostly a guy that plays on the left side, right? Joey's played on the left side his whole career. That's Montez Sweat guy. Could he be a guy that on a small 1 year deal, come in and give you 15 to 25 snaps, come and be a locker room guy, don't want a lot? I wouldn't be mad at Joey Bosa coming in, maybe, tutoring some of the young guys, Shamar Turner, Austin Booker. I just wouldn't want to see too much Joey Bosa on the field at this point.
You say he's a locker room guy, and I don't doubt it. I have no reason to believe that he isn't. I don't know, and this would be right up Tiffany's alley. Shout out to Tiff. I don't know if he's the right vibe for the locker room. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. I know his brother is a very outspoken red hat guy, and I'm sure a little bit of it trickles to Joey, but I don't think Joey outwardly
Joey's the
expressed.
older one, right?
Joey is the older one. But Joey, the thing is, I thought Joey was older than what Joey's only 31.
Yeah. It's the
That
injuries.
body's
The
been through a lot of
injuries.
wear and tear.
Yeah. The injuries will do that to you. The injury make you older.
So last year in 15 games with Buffalo, he had 5 sacks. Now we know with Buffalo he was in a rotation.
Mhm.
But the year before with the Chargers, he had 5 sacks. The year before that, 6.5. Joey hasn't had a double-digit sack season since 2021.
Mm.
In fact, coming into year 11, Joey actually only has 4 double-digit sack seasons. That's actually kind of surprising because a guy like him is talked about in much higher regard. But he's only got 4 double-digit sack seasons. And of those 4, 2 of them came in his first 2 years, and 3 of them came in his first 4 years. So do we need locker room guys that bad? I don't know. But you got to be able to produce 5 sacks, 15 games. I know he was in a rotation. Like I said, I wouldn't be against it, but I certainly wouldn't be for it. I don't think we need Joey, but I think he has more in the tank than Von Miller and is a better two-way edge than Von Miller at this point. And he's a big guy,
Is he?
6'5",
No.
280.
Oof. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He bigger than Tez.
Yeah,
We're recording this on July 21st. The rookies report to camp on Saturday, Q. Are you ready for that?
I'm never ready. NFL season comes so fast, but I am ready. It
Mm.
seems like we wait forever and then it's just boom. Then it's right on top of us. Paul.
Then summer is over, and it's time for sports every day.
Summer can be over this year. I done seen everything in the Chicago area from tornadoes to gale force winds, earthquakes in Lake Michigan, Bucket Boy and they little sister, Canadian fire. Throw this summer out. Torrential rains, flood. I'm ready for summer 27. We can stop this summer.
Man, them flood that what 2 week span, a 3 week span, and it was just raining, raining, raining. Yo, I saw bus stops underwater. Stony Island really earned his name during that time. The bus stop on 89th Street was literally underwater. But yeah, you're right. It's been a crazy summer so far, weather wise, activity wise in Chicago. It's been one. Rookies report Saturday, vets report Monday. And after that point, it's all systems go.
24 days, 25 days until the Bears play real football with real stats.
Oh, we started this episode talking about the Canadian wildfires, bringing that unhealthy air quality to Chicago and much of the northern part of the United States.
It was hot boxing in Canada.
And we said we need to send a hero up there, an Iceman up there to save Canada. I just remembered they already got an Iceman up there. I just remembered also the real Iceman got to go save the top 5 quarterback Q. Can't wait. This is gonna be a fun season.
It's gonna be a memorable season.
Very memorable. September 13th. It'll be here before you know it. Iceman, Canada, say it today. Bear down.
Bear down.
The Bears. Appreciate you tapping into this latest episode from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Don't matter if you was watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify or Apple. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with everybody on the block, and hit the notification bell so you never miss none of our daily drops. And to all the guys from the Shy, we say 3 things. Bear down, fly the W, and sell the team, Jerry.